Hey, hey, it's Kelly here at Don't Run with Scissors. Your favorite Jeep driving mom of twins, lawyer, mom of two rescue dogs. Crazy fun. I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's Monday, the 12th of April. Feels like it's kind of flying by this year, but it's at the same time it's kind of dragging. Um, I spent this last weekend bulk cooking, or what I call I will cook like 20 different things and then freezer, like put them in the freezer so um, I don't have to worry about cooking this week. I think I have enough meals cooked at this point. I still want to do one more dish. I did some breakfast things as well, and breakfast wise, I think I have enough to get the boy child through the week. Um, and dinners for probably 2, maybe 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks for all of us, which is pretty good. Um, it's We've had off and on thunderstorms here in Michigan this week or this last couple days, and it's taken a toll on me. I keep looking at the camera and I feel like I have two black eyes. I swear to you all, I was not punched. I have no idea what is causing that. Before it was just the right side, and I thought it was getting better, but yikes. I noticed it earlier this morning too, that they were both looking a little like I got two black eyes. I don't understand it. Let's see what else has gone on. Slowly muddling through my list of things to do. Um, yeah. Oh, I've been telling mom jokes. Well, I call them mom jokes instead of dad jokes because clearly I'm a mom. I tell mom jokes now to the twins and I record their reactions. They're bad. I've raised good kids, and this is how I know that they're good kids because when I tell them a mom joke that's really bad, they don't groan, they don't complain, they just go, "Okay, mom," and they chuckle and they move on because they don't want to hurt my feelings. I think that's funny. I think it's funny. Um, we're going to discuss mania, and I figured out what I'm going to do, so we'll discuss that towards the end. I have not. I bought two skeins. Two skeins? It might have been three skeins. 3 skeins of floss since I've last saw you, so I could finish um, 2 things, and I did finish them. And I have a third one coming up that should be a finish in the next couple of days, depending on how my stitchiness goes. Um, I need to. Oh, so okay. So best new thing is that I got refillable little pod cups for my Keurig, um, and more coffee. I know but this way I don't have like all those little plastic. First of all, ground coffee grounds are much cheaper than the K cups. Okay. Second of all, then I was starting to feel bad about the environmental impact of all the little K cups all over the landfills and stuff. So I bought a 6-pack of the refillable. I had one, but if it's too warm, my machine gets funky. If the cup is too warm, it will tell me it's not the right pod, but it is the right cup pod thing. Um, and so I ordered 6 more little pod cups off of Amazon, and they came, and I've gotten to use them. So yeah. I also found my cup, because I was the coach, not my son. I found my coach's cup in my son's room, and I washed it, and now I get to have coffee out of it. Um, what else? What else? I don't know, but I feel like everybody's really quiet here today, which I've just jinxed it. I know I just jinxed it, and I apologize for that. Maybe the universe will let this one slide. Um, I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know. Um, yeah. So I went to sit down and sew project bags and maybe even finish to actually have some FFOs because I was going to make a few things into pillows. only discover that I can't because, okay, for those of you, so that's the foot pedal to my machine. The little dog decided to chew through my machine cord. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She still does exist. I told her, "You are a horrible little dog." And she looked at me, and it was kind of sad. The other thing we've been doing, so yeah, so the little dog is on my list. Oh, I figured out the solution to the drawer fronts. There is a little kit that I can buy it. I got to order it off of Amazon. Um, once it's off, and then they're not very expensive, and apparently they're fairly easy. And there you have the choice where you can either have them just secure and stay stationary, or you can make your drawer fronts tip forward. I am not electing to tip them forward. They can stay put. So I have to order those. And then I have to figure out how to put them on. Still raining since it's been raining and kind of, okay, it's not like we were really fortunate here in Michigan because it was really sunny and nice and warm for several days. And now it just looks like this time of year typically does. And I'm kind of like, um, it's just very gray and cold. I've also found out, by the way, that if your son is like mine, that clearly he plays the French horn a lot, and he's not always cognizant. I don't know if it's that he's a boy or if it's his ADHD. He's not always cognizant of what time it is when he decides to practice. And it doesn't matter. He's got like all sorts of devices that should tell him the time or if he looked at it, but he just doesn't. So he plays. My son, who plays all these wonderful instruments and is a music major, has no flippin' idea how to play kazoo. And I just find that absolutely hysterical. And I don't know where you guys live, but here at our local music shop, I picked up a kazoo for 99 cents. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Um, so, and I picked it up a while ago, so it's not like anything new, but I don't let him touch it because I don't want him to figure it out. Because I think it's absolutely hysterical that he has no clue. It's much easier to play than the recorder. And there's there's a woman on TikTok who takes like the top songs now and she plays the recorder to them. Like the song on a recorder with the song. Cracks me up. Cracks me up every time. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. The kazoo is much easier. So I was joking with myself because I find myself very humorous that I should get I could like duet with her on TikTok and I could play my kazoo and she could play her recorder. And the boy can't help it because he doesn't know how to play. Well, he does. I think he plays the recorder. I don't know. I just find it funny. I keep threatening him that if he's not nice or responsible, that I'm going to get a whole mess of us with recorders because again, they're $1. And when he goes to graduate, we're going to play some song on the kazoos. Mm-hmm. He doesn't find it very funny. I find it hysterical. let's see. Bean's school hasn't officially said what they're doing in the fall. The boy child school has said that, I don't know if I think I told you guys last week that if they've been vaccinated, they can live on campus, but you don't need a vaccine to teach or to just go to campus for classes and commute. That doesn't make much of a sense to me as a policy. And I'm sure as heck not paying for him to live on campus. It's only 7 miles. I mean, shit, he could run it if he really had to. Bean School hasn't decided, but I have a feeling hers is going to be, yeah, you have to have vaccine. So they both elected to get the vaccine. I'm still holding out just with health reasons. My one doctor has said not to do Moderna. That's the one that's coming back with the most side effects and things like that for people with immune issues. A friend of mine who is a nurse says to me, no, you're not getting it at all. And if you do, we're going to admit you into the hospital to monitor you. I'm anaphylactic, allergic to several medications. Okay, 11 medications. And so, yeah, so there's still a debate as to how we're going to handle me being vaccinated, or if I just have to ultimately rely on herd immunity. But yeah, so both kids want to take it because both kids want to be on campus, which I'm glad about. I'm glad that they have found their place that they like in their campus. So, yeah, working away. Finally, I think I got something through Wayne County finally. Apparently, our two fax systems, fax machines. I swear to God, it's a fax machine. It is literally an old-fashioned fax machine, and it will spit out the papers at Wayne County. Mine is all electronic, so as long as I have it on my computer, I can send whatever like files I want. I can send JPEGs, I can send PDFs, I can send whatever through my like online account. But somewhere interfacing my fax and Wayne County's fax, it darkens the fax so that it's almost unreadable. It's the only place that I have faxed in. Not that I fax a whole lot of places, because a lot of places obviously are a little bit more technology up to date. We all know the court system is not up to date, not in any way, shape, or form. Excuse me, now I have the hiccups. But apparently the two systems don't like each other, and that is the only place that I've ever had that problem with my faxing. Yeah. God love technology. Let's see what else. Like I said, we bulk cooked. So that's all taken care of, which really takes a lot of pressure off me, and I've gotten to just kind of take a deep breath. I don't have to worry about things, so that's always good. I have two FOs, which are finished objects. I have one whip that I'm trying to make into an FO in the next couple days. At the end of the day, as of today, I finished 5 out of the 8 things that we worked on during March Madness. The one I finished it mid to last week. So then I know how I want to FFO it. I just have to find the thing I need. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So first up on my FOs is from Little Stab Studio on Etsy. She's also on Instagram. I tested her pattern. It's called Ye Old Wi-Fi Sampler. And so when you order it, she'll type it out so that it has what your Wi-Fi network is called, and then what your password is. So then you can put it on a frame and hang it in your house. There was a big question when I showed people on Stitch Life, which I love. If you have not checked out Stitch Life Happy Hour, check us out. It's 5. Clay will be back, and then there'll be the 6 of us, and we're just like I have fun. We have fun when we film it. Stitch Life is a magazine that is through Patreon. If you are a VIP with her, like depending on what level you are, you get a free pattern daily. She does free fabric Fridays where she draws a name and you win fabric. You know, all sorts of things. Every other month, I get like a nice little present. Last month was this really pretty rose quartz, I want to say it is, bracelet. I got a tote bag one month that I use a lot. All kinds of fun things. So I showed them and we were like, I don't know what the dinosaur is. Remember, I was like, I don't know what this dinosaur represents. Apparently it's a Google game, an old Google game. I want to go play it, but I know that I'll probably end up down the rabbit hole of games, and I'll blow like 14 hours playing this game, and it'll just be weird. Okay, so here, but her sampler, totally. Oops, let me here. It's the Napster cat. I think he's a cat. I think it's a cat. I don't know. The Napster logo, and then the AOL dude, and then a floppy disk. So yeah, so if you're in my area, feel free to log into my internet. That really is the password. Mom is awesome forever, because I am. It honestly, I probably could have stitched it like if I was pushing and got up early in the morning and didn't have anything else to do, I probably could have done it in one whole day. It would have been a long day and pushing it, but it could have been a weekend stitch without it. But even with all the stuff that I have going on all the time, it still only took me like 3 or 4 days worth of stitching to do. But it's super cute. How do you not love that? So I'm gonna measure it. I think it's, I did mine on, I believe I have 16 count Ada. And it's not that big. It would definitely fit in an 8x10. But on an 8x10, I'm gonna need to mat it, which is fine. I'm just gonna go get an inexpensive one from Walmart to hang on my wall. So yeah, totally cute. Totally go check her out. You'll be happy. I think you'll be happy. She's got lots of great patterns. Okay, so the much awaited other finish. This was finish number 5 from March Madness, which I'm not hating on it because the other 3 are fairly big projects. So I wasn't expecting a finish even if they had been picked as a finish. But okay, it's Mother Vulva. What I want to find, so she's finished. She's beautiful. She needs to be washed. She's a dirty vulva. I think I'm going to add like a little, maybe pearls. I think they may be pearls. Little teeny tiny beads. Give her a halo. I want to find one of those, and I'm going to have to go like thrift store shopping. I want one of those old gaudy, just really ornate oval frames for her. Kind of like the ones that you like the old you put your family ancestors in. You know what? Okay, I hope everybody knows. She will be glorious. She's 9 inches high and 9 inches wide, but she's not really a circle. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping I can find. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's been some pearl clutching when people see her. It took one friend of mine, and that's just, so it took one friend of mine going, is that really what I think it is? And I go, well, what do you think it is? And he's like, is that a like private part? And I go, yes, as a matter of fact, it is a vulva. Then there was some confusion whether it's a vulva or a vagina, and had to pull out the medical terminology. It is a vulva, not a vagina. Um, Again, I think it's absolutely hysterical. Some people find it offensive. If you find it offensive, I'm sorry. I find it just funny. So yeah, that's a plural. But, you know, it is what it is. The only other thing that I've been working away on is my little Otter by White Raven Patterns. I mean, he may be he'll be a finish this week for sure. It just depends on where in the week. I have to add, is all the rest of this brown. And then this is like a cream color, and I have to do his whiskers. There's little doodads to add to his crown, and then there's a scepter and one more word. So I'm hoping to get him done this week. He'll definitely be done by the end of next weekend, but I'm really hoping to have him done in the next couple of days. So at which point I will start pulling back out Pandemic, my whip. I think he was a Whipgo Gold last month. He may be this month's Whipgo, one of the squares. The other one is Lady of the Flag. So I want to start pulling back out some of my big projects. Lady of the Flag, Pandemic, the grid for the periodic table. The monofocal embroidery. I'm feeling some of these calling to me again, and like they want attention, and I haven't, because I've been like trying to finish some of my Whipgo squares because I feel like I'm way behind on Whipgo. Even though all of my Whipgos are year-long goals. And some of the squares that I have crossed haven't been called yet. But we all know I'm a little nutty. Okay, so for Mania, for May, so that's what I'm planning on, like, really for the rest of the month, is really pushing out finishes, and as much as I can, getting things like the smaller projects done and out of my whip pile. Working on some sales. I did work a little bit on Dreaming Girl. I want to, even though the sale is over, I'm still stitching her. I haven't started Serendipity either from the Fat Quarter Shop. That was on my agenda to do. I'm way behind. We all know I'm way behind. Life. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so for May, I'm going to do sort of like I don't want to call it a catch up, but I want to focus on, I have a few things that I want to start that I had wanted to start, most of them like in February. So it's sort of a makeup month for me, makeup month mania. And you'll see I think there's a pretty clear theme to what I'm going to be stitching during the month. So my plan is to start a new start, because all of these patterns are ones that I wanted to start before. Some of them are on Whipgo, most of them are not. But I want to start a new start like on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then on a Saturday or Sunday, so that then I would work in the evenings on those. If I got stitching during the day done, if I got time to stitch during the day, I would stitch on one of my other projects, other whips kind of thing. But I want to make sure that I put in a little bit of time on each of these during May. So one of the first ones up, and Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, she actually, I think she started this one already, but I'm going to start Kristen, my mermaid of the Arctic. I don't like her name. I mean, it's a pretty name, but it just, I don't know. She doesn't look like a Kristen to me. I'm not sure what she looks like, or who she looks like. I'm not sure. Her name hasn't come to me yet, but it's not going to be Kristen. But it's glorious. We are going to start Aunt Frank. I'm going to do, this is from Noti, N-O-T-I cross stitch. I'm only going to be able to, it's origami folded cranes. That will be a new start for Stitchasia. We have the MLK sampler from Stone Street Stitch Works. Very cool. From the Resting Eagle, Ask Not, the JFK sampler. This is a free one from Jardin Privé, and it's called United Colors of Love. The Primitive Hair, Harriet Tubman. And then Barbara Lavalley, her pattern Hugs. And they're the Eskimos. So, and then if I still, the other thing I need to start, like, because everybody's selling it, and I haven't started mine. I pulled out Chester's Place. So this is going to get started, hopefully, as soon as the Otter is done. I'm going to throw some stitches and start this and add it to my whip pile. But those are my patterns for May. And then I also have a sampler about me that I'm throwing in there as a new start to work on. I debated a lot of other things. One of the things I will pull out as a big ass project is Van Gogh Jeep. Yeah, which is on a Whipgo board square. Hasn't been called yet, so I'm not behind there. So those are my kind of plan going forward for May. A little bit left in April. Actually, we have half a month left in April. Yeah, lots of strange laws coming out. Not gonna like lie, a lot of strange things coming out, and not all of them are good. That's really all I have. So I'm watching a lot of flosstube. Usually it's in the background while I'm doing other things. I know there's the big trend is the under 1,000 subscriber club. I know I'm under 1,000. I greatly appreciate the push to get me to 1,000. That would be amazing and mind-blowing to me. My theory on flosstube is if you are on flosstube and you identify yourself as being on a flosstube or having a flosstube and I run across it, I will always subscribe. Because I think we just need to support each other. And you may not be stitching a project that is my style, but oftentimes, like with my brain, it will, like your project may not be exactly what I want or what my aesthetic is, but maybe it will lead me to something else. And if nothing else, it's fun to see what everybody else is stitching. I know I stitch a lot of stuff that is strange, or maybe I'll, like Pandemic, who thinks to turn a long dog into a full coverage long dog. So maybe, you'll get that out of it, out of watching me, or something else will spark your interest or your brain going and being creative. I mean, had it not been for flosstube and Janet, I would have never done 3 small words the way I did it. I would have never thought, like, I would have been like, okay, well, we'll just stick with what it's called for. And I'm glad. I love my 3 small words. I can't wait to, it's got to get washed. And then I've got to get the piece to put it on. So much to do. So much to do. Yeah. So I will, if you have a floss tube and you've noticed that I haven't subscribed, throw me a link. I'll go click on subscribe and like and watch you and, all of that, and learn some more stuff because I like that. Yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, it's all good. Like I said, that my goal is to get the Otter done. I mean, I really, okay, it is a lot of stitches, but it's like large chunks of stitches, which is kind of mindless in some ways. The next thing I'm going to stitch on him is his whiskers and then the outline of his bottom part of his face. So then it's, I don't want to say it's brainless, but it's a little bit more concentrated. and we'll go from there. So with that said, have a great week. Do something fun and for yourself. Take care of your mental health and take care of the mental health around you, of people around you. Okay? Bye.